Ship number 1 is the Helios. It is piloted by Dark Knight. It is a Hades Mobula with a double Banshee on the bottom and a Gat Flare up top. Ship number 2 is the Dimitri. It is a Squid piloted by Saldus Bucket. It is a Gatling front Banshee side and a Gatling back. Take it away, Water.
Ship number 3 is the Fancy, piloted by Dementio, aka Daniel, with an Artemis and what is that called? I forgot the name. Carronade, yes, sorry. Artemis and Carronade bottom deck, Gatling and Carronade middle deck, and a Hades on top middle. And last but not least is the Anahit. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Piloted by Arius. It's a Hawacha fish with 2 Carronades.
There we go. And yes, I was about to say in before do a barrel roll, and Dementio beat me to it. There we go. And also BRB two-headed coin. Looks like we have a pause. Do we have a pause? No one's really moving. Do we have a pause here?
No, I don't think so.
No, we don't have a pause. Nope, not at all. So it looks like just ships appear to be content to sit in the spawns right now. So nobody's really moving up. Actually, as I say that, nope, red side's moving up. As the Dimitri is basically waiting for his ally here. Dimitri's inching up slowly as it is expected. Red side probably thinking, hey, blue side is probably sitting in their spawn right now, and it would be a good guess, and they would actually be correct once they turn that corner. However, of course, they don't know that. Meanwhile, the Fancy is looking around here. Oh, they might have a general idea of where the enemy is. Might have it. They're angled in that direction. The Fancy kind of keeping an eye out over there. However, the Dimitri is going to slip through undetected into the spawn. Helios is a bit further back. We could have spots any second here. In fact, we could have that spot coming out right about... Nope, Dimitri's not going for the spot just yet. See, we got to keep those percentages up, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I gotta say, though, it's an interesting choice to take a squid against a fish. That's risky.
And that's what I was going to mention earlier, because I saw the squid, I saw the fish, and it's like, okay, we're going squid here. We're going with a kill squid here on the red side, and the Anahit is taking a pretty meta Huacha fish with the double Caros on the sides. Granted, there is no Gatling for a kill fish, but with the complete disables in play here, squid is going to be a tough choice. They really need to stay away from the goldfish here. If they do, it's going to be a huge advantage for red. The goldfish is going to be the wild card in at this point, I think. The Anahit may decide who wins or loses this match. No pressure for the goldfish.
And of course, also it's important to mention the Helios opted out for double Banshees on bottom deck, which is unusual for a Mobula. Well, not fully unusual, but I mean, for a Skyborn Mobula, usually you see the double Artemises on bottom deck. And here we go into the opening fight. They advance on their spawn, the squid goes in strong, going for the Fancy, while the Mobula is pertinent on it.
And a great job by positioning right there by the Dimitri, using the Mobula itself as a shield against the Huacha. A great job right there on the engagement. Really making the blue side looking foolish right there by their positioning. A great job right there. Fancy is down to about 5% permahull as the Dimitri turns toward the fish right now. Looks like they are going to go for the fish. Meanwhile, the Fancy, no, that's the Anahit putting some Caros into the Dimitri. Hades coming out. Gatling's coming out. Got some shots going out. Looks like they're going to go back for the Fancy here. Looks like they're going to try to finish up this kill. Dimitri is hull broken. However, they get it up very quickly right there. Only one engine broken on the Dimitri. Goldfish is turning, however. Goldfish looks like they're going to be lining up a Huacha any second. Here comes a potential kill right here on the Fancy. They're looking to finish this off. Are they going to get it? They're pushing the squid into the Fancy, and the squid gets hull broken. That's a big mistake right there. However, they are able to recover from it with very little permahull damage. However, all engines down, all guns down. Helios does pick up the kill, though. 1-0 in favor of red. That could have been a disaster right there. However, Helios does clean it up very quickly. The Forgotten Heroes do have the tiebreaker going forward.
That was interesting. They basically did not target the Anahit too much. I think they were trying to focus, I mean, the Skyborn were trying to focus on the Mobula as their main threat. Huacha going out, disabling 3 out of 4 engines on the Dimitri, while the Helios has the upper hand over the fight on the Anahit.
And do note all those Banshees going out, but no fires. That means the On-Hit is keeping good chem spray control on their ship. Good chem cycles going out right now, as the On-Hit is finally hull broken right now. One advantage of taking the Banshees, though, is that it does do superior DPS on permahull compared to an Artemis. So maybe that's what they were looking for here. They were looking to get quick kills, as opposed to gun disables. Meanwhile, the Helios is pincered. Yes, they are, but they are pincered at this point. They have no weapons to really break armors other than the, I believe the Gatling is their one. However, they do have a armor break on the On-Hit. The Dimitri doing a good job staying on the flank of the On-Hit right now. That's right where they want to be. Squid needs to do Squid things at all times. If they can't do Squid things, they're going to be in trouble. However, Helios is hull broken. The On-Hit is hull broken. Helios almost going down, but the Goldfish does. 2-0 in favor of Red. Helios hanging on by a thread. Fancy pushing the advantage right now on the Helios. They do get the kill, though. They do clean it up. 2-1 in favor of Red. Blue is on the board, though. Dimitri has the back of the Fancy. Gets the hull break. Here come the Banshees any second. In fact, here come the Banshees right now. Doing a good job getting those Banshees out there as they take out about 75% permahull. They could clean this up before the Goldfish comes back into play. They could get this kill. In fact, they may get it right here. They do! The 1v1 by the Squid. Dimitri doing Squid things right now. 3-1 in favor of Red. This might be an about face, though, by the Dimitri, as in fact he is looking to disengage. On-Hit looking to put up a good chase right now. 3-1 in favor of Red. Still 13 minutes remaining in the match. Plenty of time for both sides to cause some damage here. On-Hit is going to chase the Squid. Looks like the Squid is content to actually draw fire, basically trying to bait the Goldfish into burning watches, bait the Goldfish into a bad decision, trying to bait him into maybe following him. The Goldfish, though, thinking second thoughts there. Yeah, it looks like they're not going to push forward, as the Helios is back into play right now. Helios is back in the fight, so yeah, On-Hit showing good discipline, not pushing into the canyon. As we reset for the next engagement, pot shots going out on the Squid. The Fancy is just trying to put a few pot shots in. Let's go ahead and switch to the Fancy right now. Let's see their attack angle from here, with clear lines of sight on everyone. Meanwhile, the Helios is trying to back up into cover. Both sides playing a little bit patient right now. Probably a good choice. However, if anyone pushes up, it might be Blue pushing up into Red as opposed to Red up into Blue, as Blue might have the advantage at close range here, especially with that watchfish. Although it seems that Red is really setting up an ambush kind of style thing, waiting for them to come through the corridor to hope that in the heat of the fight they continue engaging, forcing them to yeah, as we're seeing at the moment, the Anahead is 2 versus 1 at the moment. Does get a couple disables on the Helios, does get an armor break, is going in for the ram. He might be able to squish him between the cliff. Oh, bad luck. Bad luck right there as their balloon broken too.
A lot of health.
Yeah, they still have about 60% perma. Make that 50, make that 40, make that 30, make that 20, make that about 15% as Dimitri is hull broken. Ooh, the Fancy picking it up right there. 3-2 in favor of Red. However, Blue is starting to come back right now. Flare going out, making sure that they maintain visual on the blue ships. Helios, though, in a bad spot right now. Looks like they have a little bit of range here, though. If they can keep that range up, they might be able to escape. However, resistance may be futile here. Gats coming out. They're really trying to keep that armor up right now. This may be a resistance is futile moment. In fact, they're going to go back in. Looks like they're just declaring that this is it for the Helios. Hull break, explosions, all tied up at 3.
Nice attempt to try to get a ram. Unfortunately, the Fancy did have their hull up, which was not enough to get them some perma damage on the Fancy.
Indeed. The one advantage right now that Red will have going into the next engagement, which could very well be the final engagement, tied 3-3, On-Hit is down to about 20% permahull. That is a bad spot for them to be at right now. They really need to be very careful, time their engagements very well here. Red also does have the tiebreaker, so they need to be careful. As we look at the On-Hit, we mentioned before, they've been keeping those chem cycles up very well. They do have 2 chem sprays on board, so those Banshees are not as effective when chem cycles are kept up.
Nevertheless, it is a build that will set fire sooner or later, as it does cause enough damage, and whole rebuild will be in need. It seems that the Fancy and the Anahead are having the better of the Mobula at the moment. He's a bit alone, while Dimitri is going for a wide flank.
Yes, and in fact, he will get that flank up here. In fact, let's go ahead and watch the Squid as the Squid does Squid things. However, they've got the Hwacha. They were ready for it right there. Not picking up any engines, but the Dimitri did have to disengage from the fight. Meanwhile, Helios gets right back into it on the Dimitri. Maybe that's what they were looking for, to get the Helios a clean in. Fancy moving in very hard and fast here. Fancy is moving to push Helios out of this engagement. Dimitri going for the back of the Fancy. This could be a DPS race here, folks. The Helios could go down here. In fact, one more hull strip will take him out. There it is right there. 4-3 in favor of Blue. Red no longer has the tiebreaker advantage right now. Blue's in the lead as the Fancy is balloon broken. However, the Dimitri is looking to... Are they looking to disengage, or are they looking to stay in the fight? Don't know just yet. It looks like they may not have decided just yet. They may actually be staying in the fight.
It looks like they're backing up, slightly staying out of arcs. That was essentially a good move from the Squid, trying to get a flank in, turned around the fish. But unfortunately the Helios couldn't keep up with the damage from the Fancy for them to go down.
In fact, they're trying to stay out of those Hwacha arcs right now. They do have the back of the Mobula here. They're out of arcs of the Hwacha. This could be what they're looking for. Helios coming in. Helios is in Arc of Fancy on a hit, burning some Hydro to get into play here. They are in position. They could get those Hwachas out. They choose to go for the Helios instead here. Choosing to go for the Helios. They pick up 3 weapons right there. A Hades, a Banshee, and the Gatling. That's good. They get a hull break right there. Hull break on the Dimitri. The Squid is hull broken. However, no perma-hull damage going out. Maybe a sliver of it. Just a new paint job will take care of that. Hull broken once again. In fact, the Fancy is moving in on the Dimitri. Moving in very aggressively here. Meanwhile, we got lots of fire set here. Looks like the Banshees are finally coming into play. Possible hull break coming in on the Squid. There's a balloon break on the Squid. Hull break imminent. No, they get it back up just in time. Armor not going down just yet. And the armor, there goes the armor. Dimitri in a world of hurt right now. However, they do bounce, but they get the armor back up on a hit, getting the Hwacha out, picking up a couple guns right there on the Helios, picking up 3 guns in a main engine. Meanwhile, the Dimitri is hull broken. Could they get a Mobula Ram kill? No, they do not. There's a hull strip once again on the Dimitri. Dimitri is down to about 40% perma. This could go either way, folks. Either way right here. However, Blue is looking to finish this up if they can get a hull strip and a well-timed Hwacha on the Dimitri. No, they're going for the Goomba right here. They're going for the Goomba to finish it up. No, they do not get the Goomba. They get the Hwacha in play. Bad luck right there. Not getting a clean Hwacha, but they do get 3 engines. 3 engines, 2 guns. Fancy looking to clean that up. They do get the hull break. Are they going to finish this up? They've almost got the Dimitri. There's a hull break on the Dimitri once again. Dimitri trying to stay alive as much as possible. Helios trying to peel for the Dimitri. On a hit, getting that Hwacha in. Dimitri with no engine, still with a balloon, about 50% balloon. Here comes a potential ram kill right here on the Dimitri, getting it. Blue side winning right here. The Forgotten Heroes have been eliminated from SCS number 107. I gotta say, a surprising choice taking the Squid, as we both mentioned. We were both wondering, you know, hey, how is this gonna happen? And the Goldfish was basically going to decide how this match was gonna play out. And sure enough, for once, we were right. The Goldfish did decide the terms of engagement. They did decide who won this match. And in this instance, the Fancy Maenad Ryders complete the road to redemption and are moving on to the grand finals.